What's up, YouTube? What's up, Midzy gang? Welcome back. So we've got an Itzy choreo analysis up today. So we're going to do the Loco choreography, which this will be a fun one because I have learned and covered this dance. So got a little bit of extra unique perspective on this one. So we're going to start with the studio chum for our first watch, and then we got the dance practice for our second watch with the fixed cam for all that good analysis. So let's get into it.
Loco.
Yeji with the pink streak was so iconic.
Oh gosh, 이건 달콤한 똑같아. 출구 없는 방 안에 사방이 너란 거울이야. 굳이 쉽게 말하자면
Dude, Yuno is eating this up.
Oh, I sis 차는 캐리. 난네 주위만 돌지. 여전히 손으로 불 꺼진 내 시스템. Want you so bad. 너를 갖고 싶어졌어.
The star earrings too, so iconic. That whole, every single look here is honestly so iconic.
넌 날 봐줘 미치게 만들어. You got me like crazy love. 대체 네가 뭔데? 미쳐 날려 기분이 up and down.
Yes!
Crazy love.
Leo's such a star in this performance. This is one of my all-time favorite looks of hers.
I'm getting loco. 내게 대체 넌 뭘 원해? 미친 이 맘은 다 갖다 퍼줘도 I'm okay. 하루는 천국을 갔다 왔다 가도 나라 끝까지 날 밀어버려. So dangerous,
Iconic.
so
Legendary.
dangerous. 날 더 망가뜨려도 널 믿을 수밖에 없게 해줘. Oh, I sis 찾은 캐리. 난 네 옆자리를 넘봤지. Freaked out we 잊었어. 끝까지 가볼래. 넌 날 봐줘 미치게 만들어. You got me like crazy love. 대체 네가 뭔데? 미쳐 날려 기분이 up.
Oh, that chain necklace too. So good. Iconic dance break.
넌날 완전 미치게 만들어. You got me like crazy love. 대체 네가 뭔데? 미쳐 날려 기분이 up and down. You got me like crazy love. 나도 내가 알아 control. I'm getting loco.
The stare.
I'm getting loco.
So good. Honestly, like I feel like this choreo doesn't get quite enough appreciation for what it deserves just because they don't perform it very often, which for good reason. This choreo is one of the most cardiovascularly intense choreos I have ever done. Like I was a college track athlete. Like I was doing sprint workouts like day in and day out. This choreo full out is harder than some of the hardest sprint workouts I ever did, just cardiovascularly. Like really, the only break you ever get is that one part where it's like this and whatever, and it's not long enough. Like you are panting at the end of this, and that's without even singing. They gotta sing the whole time. So I definitely understand that. And then also the dance break, it is so unbelievably iconic. It is like, you know, when Itzy gets out of the dance break, it's going to be serious. And it's serious. It's also extremely hard on the knees. I mean, we'll go into that when we go over it, but that drop to the knees, like that is pain. That is pain and suffering, and also slay and diva and iconic and yes. But For them, it is pain and suffering. And then also just there's a lot of shifting very low on the knees. I actually, when I was learning this, I have patellar tendonitis. I flared it up learning the dance break because it's just really hard on the knees, even if you ignore when you're doing it on hardwood. Because I mean, I learned it on carpet, so the drop to the knees wasn't as hard for me. But just all of that low floor work, it's very tough on the knees. But yeah, these looks are all so iconic. Like Loco era styling, it was Loco. It was crazy. And yet somehow it works perfectly. Like we got rainbow glitter going on. We got spikes. We got studs. We got Chaeryeong just looks so fierce. So fierce. We got leather. We got Leah's look where she's got this like mesh bralette on too. The Leah high pigtails were life-changing. Just all of these looks are so iconic. Like Oreo Ryujin, Pink Streak Yeji, and then the makeup too. Like Ryujin's got this bold blue. Yuna and Chaeryeong have this bold pink. All of them have this bright pink lip. Like it's all intense and yet it works. Somehow it works, and I don't know how. Okay, let's move on to the dance practice so we can really get into this. This dance practice is really quiet for some reason. But I always love starting off like when there's a member that like controls the other members for a moment. So this is fun. I mean, already this position is great because like we've got a bunch of different silhouettes going on. Like we've got these them crossed in the center. But then you also have with Leah and Ryujin having their arm like in that diagonal position. It mimics the crossed lines of Yuna and Chaeryeong's torsos. So it creates a very nice picture like that. And you've got Yeji in the back, and then she controls them. She switches them up. Boom. And they match perfectly with her hand motions. The Adidas styling in this is such a slay. Like that whole part, like just this intensity buildup, like with these, like this intro. It's just so good. Like, look at this. Look at that back flexibility. Like, it's so wannabe dance break. But this is awesome. Like, you get the full hair flip. Like, just really let it go. And again, they're using all of the levels here. Like, we've got Chaeryeong all the way up. We've got Leah, Ryujin, Yuna coming all the way out and back on a mid level. And then Yeji coming in low, getting into that like flexibility too, really getting into that full range of motion with the hips there. And like having that extended movement, like all of them had like a very slow, like dramatic, like stage there moment movement. And then boom, lock in. Sharp. And with Itzy, there's just always so much to go over with Itzy choreos. I know we're stopping a lot already. But then as we come in to the actual first verse, this seamless formation change. Look at that. Perfect formation change. Like, it is so seamless. There's no, oh, we're just walking into another position. Like, it is all choreographed. It is interesting. It is impactful. Like, we've got that kick out sideways. And when it's a scoop kick, when you hit that floor with your heel first, it's always just like, that's just a little extra satisfying to me. And then boom. We're into our intro, our beginning formation. And I like this pose that the rest of them go into while the focus is on Yuna, because it's like, this is still a powerful, like, it's a powerful pose. Whenever this pose comes up, like, I talk about the position just because, like, you have a wide silhouette, you have these big angles, and this also, it forces the chest and the shoulders open. So that really opens up the profile. It creates a very, like, confident, powerful image. So they're all in this position, but then the focus is still on Yuna as they lean away, and then all of their body angles, this elbow, and then this, like, point towards her. So I think it's really cool that, like, even though they're in this, like, very powerful, dramatic position, it still seamlessly shifts the focus onto Yuna, who's over to the side and not even all the way up front. It annoys me whenever they have a dance practice that's not the fixed cam. I forgot that this one is a moving cam, and like you guys know in these analyses, I like to see the full focus, but that's okay. It's whatever. Again, seamless formation changes here. Like they just move into this next position so well, especially like with this, like the roll through the hands and then the body roll follows through, and then they snap into that catch step, getting them into the next position. It just flows so fluidly, but it's like roll, and then they switch that feet, they get that catch up, roll, snap, roll, snap. It's very, very satisfying to watch. And what was interesting about this part when I learned it is like it looks so simple and easy, but it was actually like difficult to coordinate this at first. There's just a lot of moving parts happening. Like we're circling with the arms, like they get the shoulders into it. You can really see it on Chaeryung and Ryujin here. Like it's a full like shoulder and hip circle as you turn towards the center and you bring that knee up all at once. So coordinating those circular movements, keeping that tension, that bracing in the core so that you're staying straight up and balanced while also turning at the same time. And then you come down. And then this part is just, it's difficult to get it to look right. Like, it takes a minute to fully get the hang of that. And just for, I don't even know, like it was just hard to make it look the right way. But it's just like, because none of these body rolls are like super over dramatic or super sharp, but they're just enough that it just slays. And it's finding that balance of just enough. And it's, I mean, once you get it, it's really satisfying the way it goes with the beat, because it's like a little bit slow and then snap, a little bit slow and then snap, that same tempo again. Itzy always plays with tempo very, very well. I love this part, like so satisfying, like coming up and to the side, like great use of space around them, and then coming down as they come to the other side, but really letting that head and the hips tilt too to get that full, like, I don't know, the full motion into it. And then you come back and then switch it up again when they come around with the arms. Like the head flicks are what really make this part. Like it's just like, it seems like a small detail on what, like your head nods and your movements, but notice how much the direction of her head angle makes a difference in this choreo. Like if she was just doing this like and not moving her head at all, like it would feel like a lot less movement. But because she adds in her head, it feels like she's coming with the momentum. So it feels a lot more powerful because it seems like this movement is forcing her head to come with it. And then, of course, that is the best iconic, like, close it in, bring it out, and then boom. I mean, this dance is iconic for a reason. It is just choreographed so well for how high energy this song is. Super high energy chorus, like super big silhouettes, quick movements, lots of changes in direction, like big hip movements, big arm movements, Get that full head release into it with the hips too, the straddled legs. Like you're taking up more space. You're adding in that negative space too in those angles. Turn it to the side. So coming out of that very big profile position, turn it to the side for some chest pops. And side angle for chest pops is always great because you really can see the full motion of it. No matter like where you are in the audience, you can still see that silhouette changing. And then bring it back out into that big straddled profile. And then Yeji in the center, absolute slay. Absolute slay. And then the iconic. And having that come up and come down, like great use to make it. Even though we're doing the same thing 6 times in a row, you bring it up, you bring it down, you bring it up. That was the opposite. My hand was moving the opposite of what I was actually saying. It's down, up, down. But just keeps it interesting, keeps it moving, just matches that high energy beat. And then this too, like the fast arm whipping, I get a little bit of chest pop in there. They're also moving the foot, comes up a little bit each time too. Just movement through each and every joint and every area of space around them. A lot going on. Ugh. Chaeryeong and Ryujin back there, especially, like, look at them hit this. Like, they really get into it. They really sink into each one. I'm always just so captivated by Chaeryeong's dance, especially. Look at how she lets the body roll with this. She's so patient with it. And she just has, I always say this, she just has such great range of motion and freedom, like within her joints. She just moves so fluidly. And then, boom. Look at them. Like, those are our main dancers, and they are getting into it. Again, seamless formation changes. They're moving while doing the same choreo. Like, it feels like you don't even notice them moving hardly. And we're right into the next formation. There's those head movements again. And then, boom, we crouch down all the way so that we have a dramatic transition as we walk into our next verse. Boom, open up that profile. See, again, that contrast, like very slow movement. And then we come right back into that high energy with these shaky movements. The hair whip, too, just really makes it. Come into that line. And then break, dramatic. Like, this whole part is just, especially with all the different formations they do, there's just so much going on. Like, it's so high energy from start to finish. Like, you can see why they don't perform this often, because it's just so physically, cardiovascularly demanding, especially, like, to do in a set with other performances, too. It's just so much. Like, boom, we just went through like 4 different formations in 3 seconds. The part is so good, so iconic. See, I wish we could see this from the fixed angle because I could comment more like on the different like silhouettes and shapes they're using. But I mean, it's just great, like all of the interactions that they have in this part in particular of this song, like where they're actually like they're holding each other, they're touching each other. It makes the choreography more connective, more interactive, just cooler. Like, we've got her leaning all the way back. They're both holding her. Look at that gaze. Ooh. And then Chaeryeong coming in too through that center. Turn around. Like, so she was like the subject that they were all focusing on. Now she turns around and she's the one doing the motions and touching her other members. Boom. Slay. Yeah, girl, feel them up. And then we get that head release, which you know I always love. And just like this picture is so, like, it's so iconic. Like her coming through the center, everyone else, like with this, like these are great silhouettes. Like you've got the elbows, like you've got that negative space between the knees, and you've got that head all the way back. It's just so good. And like just how, again, with the formation changes, like so much happens, so many different unique formations during these few seconds, and the transitions between them all are perfect. Like they put her in this position where she can just do a 1 foot pivot and boom, she's front and center. And then just one step, 1 foot pivot for each of them, and now we're in this circular formation. Again, super satisfying. And the interesting thing about this is we are actually doing it the opposite way as we were the first time. So the first time, like, it's the right foot that comes up, and then the second time it's the left foot that snaps up. So they're actually doing this in the opposite direction, which is just like, you got to think about it with your brain. You got to have that equal flexibility and mobility on each side. Like when I learned it, it was actually harder for me to get it for this verse. Whereas for in the first verse, just that direction just flowed for me better. But you can't have imbalances. So you got to even it out on both sides, make it look equally smooth, whether it's your dominant or non-dominant side. See, again, seamless way, and super, like I think that movement is just super fun to get into the center and get into that line and then open it back up. Yes, Leah! The way she works this hair flip. Yes! That's my girl. That's my bias. And then here's where things get crazy. So I like that we start it, like they turn to the side, like into that profile, turn away from the camera. Like you make yourself, like this is your smallest silhouette, right? And then like they just come here for a brief moment, even though you could just go, like they're already in the position to start the dance break. Like this is where the next movement comes in this straddled position with the arms right here. But they close it off for a second, just because that makes the entry into the dance break that much more dramatic when you open it back up like this. Boom. So switch up those angles, get that knee coming. Look how deep Chaeryeong is into this squat. Girl is working it. Like her flexibility, so good. And since she's deeper into that squat, like when she brings that knee in, like the hip pops up a little bit extra. It just makes it a little bit more slay. But yeah, like very, very dramatic silhouette going on here, like strong angles, and then you turn those angles of the knees in. Like it's a very, like no matter where you are in the audience, you can be the literal back row, like you're gonna see what's happening here. Like you're gonna see that it's that like we've got this intense dramatic dance break. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Right. So we come up, like we've got these strong angles, and then wind up, boom, boom, boom. 3 strong, quick chest pops. Again, like I was talking about with body tension, you can't have any tension in your body if you want to be able to pop that fast. Turn, face away from the camera. Like I always say, whenever there's a time that you turn your head away from the camera, it's dramatic because it doesn't happen too often. That you're turning your face away from the camera or from the audience. So it's extra dramatic here. They pause, they make, like all of these movements are happening so quick. The tempo of this song is fast, but they are patient and they make sure to take the time for each movement, to let each movement have its moment. Like this look, they could just like phone it in, you know, like be too rushed to really focus on it, but they give it that full moment to have the dramatic effect that it needs to have before they come in, and then crouch down, and then boom, drop to the floor, push those legs out and down. This hurts. This hurts bad. It looks like Yuna's the only one wearing knee pads, from what I can tell. I don't think I see any under Leah's pants. I can't quite tell with Ryujin and Yeji, but it doesn't look like Chaeryeong has any with these socks. But even regardless, like, her knee pads aren't very big, so even if they all have those same ones, like, they're not doing a lot. Like, the floor is hard. Even if you just roll down onto the floor, like you come down softly, you will still be bruised afterwards. To come down like this, that is the ultimate definition of suffering for success. Because it is such a diva move. It is absolutely such a diva move. It's part of what makes this dance break so iconic, but it is just so hard on the body. And I know they were dreading this every time. So this is why they did the abbreviated version on music shows, because their knees just would have been absolutely destroyed. And look at Yeji's flexibility, especially. Look how she's very close to just being in a full split here. So then we come around. So we're still turning on the knee, which is still painful. Like, all of the pressure on their body is on the knee. Like, you can tell she really doesn't have much weight on her hands here, not much weight on the toe. It's all just shifting on that knee, on that kneecap. And then we come over here, nod, and then they come all the way forward on this knee. This is a lot of pressure. This is where I flared up my tendonitis. This position right here, they're lowering, like they're all the way lowered, and then they're just shifting in the full lowered position all of the weight onto this toe over here. The knee's coming full as far over the toe as it gets. That's real hard on those tendons. And then they come up, they turn again, push that weight off of that knee where it's in that full flex position. Again, a lot of pressure on the tendons as you push it back over to the side. Come up. So Ryujin's actually coming all the way up out of that. So that takes a lot of control through the leg muscles too. I wish we had the full focus angle to see it a little bit better so I could comment on it even more. But regardless, testament to her control, her muscular strength, body awareness. And then we have this pause, this second here. Like where the music stops too. Like, see how quickly she has to go from being in this position to standing up. It's fast. So it's a lot, like, on those knees, on those quads. You got to get up quick. And I mean, this is great, like, big silhouettes. You're circling the arms, and then the leg, as they do this, it's their knees, instead of like accentuating like the snap down of each step by bringing their knee up and forward, they bring it up and out to the side, because that, again, that creates a shape and a silhouette that is visible from the front angle. Whereas if you're bringing your leg up forwards, you're not getting much change just from looking at it straight on. And then this is great. Again, like the lack of body tension, and just not like overstressing anything, any of the movements, really letting it flow is super important, this part, because if you're stiff, it just doesn't flow right. It doesn't work right here. Like, you notice, I always say, for the best example of this, watch Chaeryeong. But like, you see, she just kind of melts into each part of that movement. It's still fast. It's a fast tempo still, but she gives it it's time, and she sits into it. She lets her body flow into it, and that makes it look good. Whereas if you're like stiff and you're kind of rushing through it, then it doesn't look good. Because you also have to come through this this part where they come down. You have to give a little bit of body wave in there too. Like you notice. Tap that foot twice to accent it. Come through again. Like you can see that lack of body tension, like the way that she just lets her body kind of just like melt into each position just a little bit. And that's great. I mean, the synchronicity is always going to be top tier with Itzy. Like, these kicks, perfection. Boom. Like, look how much range of motion Ryujin has through this. Like, how much energy she's able to project through these chest pops. It's crazy. Like, do you see this? Like, that is straight energy. This part, very difficult to learn, like lots of isolations, especially in that chest. Having to keep the rest of the body still, like notice, like she's doing this chest circle as the arms are coming down, and then the legs don't move until after. And look how fast that happens too. Just crazy range of motion. Crazy. Like to be fully isolated, just like standing, and to get that much range of motion in that chest circle, insane. That dramatic look away from the camera again. Then we come out to the side for this, like I say, builds that silhouette. This part is also difficult to time. It's a lot of shoulder, footwork, and hands. Like lots of things happening all at the same time here. We'll watch it in real time. Synchronization. Perfect. And like this again is great, like super fast with this, and then snap those legs together, slow this down. And just perfectly like brings that tempo down, slows it down, gets you hypnotized, gets you locked in for the dramatic bridge. And again, the way they play with the tempo, like this part, super slow, super dramatic. Look how much Yuna's melting into this, especially with the head too. And then they hit a moment and then it's snap down. Like let it take its time. Boom. Really give this its moment for that stage stare, that little head tilt. Like, ooh, they're working the camera here. And then right back into our high energy. That's the only break you get through this entire song. That's your only second to breathe. And then, boom, get going. Again, like, their chest pops are just so good. Like this is like you're like kind of scrunched up here. It's hard to get all of that range of motion, and they still make it dramatic enough that you can really, really see it. It really pops. It really hits on that beat. And they're in fast succession too. The faster you're doing any type of popping motion, the more difficult it is to make each one pronounced. And again, they're in that perfect formation, right where they need to be to crown each other. Like I said, this choreo is iconic for a reason, and it's also elusive for a reason. And I hope this analysis helps you see like exactly what's so impressive and what's so difficult about it. Props to them for bringing it back for the tours sometimes too. And you'll notice like when they did the tour, they did bring back the dance break, but they did it in a separate portion of the show because having it all together is just so, it's so much cardiovascularly. Hello, tongue twister. It's just so much to do, especially while singing, and if it's in succession with other songs in a set. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff. Again, coming from a college track athlete, it's no joke. It's no joke. Like, I truly believe idols have cardiovascular endurance, like, similar to that of top runners. It's amazing. And yeah, those are my girls. I hope you enjoyed this analysis. If there's any other Itzy songs that you want me to go over, then comment below. You know I would love to. Itzy's my ults. They're my girls. I've seen every performance they've ever done. I've covered a lot of their songs too, and we'll definitely have more covers from them on the way. My Loco dance cover is on the channel. So you can find that in my dance covers playlist if you want to watch it. And another fun fact about Loco, which is one of my favorite things about it, it has the same beats per minute as Busted from Phineas and Ferb. So if you set their performance to Busted by Phineas and Ferb, their moves will match up perfectly to that song. Likewise, if you put Candace and Vanessa, their dance from Busted, if you put it overlay Loco onto it, they will match up perfectly. I also did this with my dance cover. That was like low-key like half the reason that I learned it. Out of like any Itzy choreo I could choose, I was like, let's do Loco so then I can also set it to Busted, because Busted is also absolutely iconic, number one Phineas and Ferb song in my opinion. But there's so many great ones. Like, I mean, Squirrels in My Pants, there's a Platypus Controlling Me. Everyone comment down below your top 3 Phineas and Ferb songs. But that's enough for that tangent. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. All of our other Itzy reactions are in my Itzy reactions playlist, so you can find that in the playlist tab of my channel. And Patreon is down below. We see Itzy there quite frequently because those are my girls. So we watch all of their end of the year performances. We watch some of their variety, lots of random different variety episodes they've been on. So it's a lot of fun over there. And yeah, come check it out. And I'll see you next time.